We found this video of Body Cam Pro. Obviously, it's great. Comes from Florida, where so many great videos come from. So if you want to check out more like this one, check out Body Cam Pro. You might like it.
I guess someone called in. They were concerned about you.
Oh.
I don't know exactly why.
No, I was on the phone and when I was in the drive-thru with her dad.
Okay.
But no, everything's good. She's just being a baby. I'm just off my dad's. He's just walking over here. I'm just waiting on my dad.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you real quick?
I don't have my ID on me.
No? What's... Okay. Do you have a driver's license?
No, my he's walking over here right now.
Why does your dad have your driver's license?
My dad...
What is going on with that weird body posture?
What did I
take something?
No.
You're acting really weird.
Yep.
No, I was just feeding my baby food and she's throwing it out the car.
Okay. Did you go through the drive-thru and then you parked here to feed her?
Yes, I did go through the drive-thru.
Do you know that this tag doesn't come back to a car?
It's my dad. He works there. So this is...
Yeah, but you're driving it. I don't care about your dad. You're driving the car, right?
I just parked...
How old are you?
I'm 37.
So you're an adult. You're driving the car. I don't care about your dad.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
I like this cop.
My dad's just...
So you got a 14 now?
He just...
I'm just gonna Yeah.
He just works right over there, and he was...
No one cares where your dad works.
Drive through real quick. I'll be right back. And
well, where's he at now?
He's over there. He had to talk to a customer. I can call him right now.
No, I don't need him here. You're an adult. Don't even bother calling him. Go ahead and feed your daughter.
Okay.
Just give us a second. I'll be right back with you, okay?
You're telling me you saw her behind the wheel?
Yeah, she wasn't going behind the wheel.
Excellent.
So I need the interview with the person that saw her behind the wheel or an actual physical control of the car is a really important piece to this puzzle. Because if they can't put her behind the wheel, you can't be DUI. So you have to be, someone's got to put you behind the wheel, whether it's a video, which is why that officer was looking for video, or just a really good interview with a witness that can confirm, hey, that person was in that car driving it. So that's why that interview, even though it seemed a little like, oh, why is it a big deal? It's a big deal to the investigation and to putting the case together, having all of the aspects of the crime covered. Good job by that cop.
Sorry about this. I was waiting to pick him up.
Put all that down.
I was getting...
Oh, you're going over there with it? Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say...
That's so weird.
A trash away, you know?
Oh, no. This is our dinner.
Okay.
We're making a mess. I know I shouldn't have went through the drive. I honestly didn't think I would get...
Well, that's the least of our worries is the driver's license thing, okay? But this is Officer Flink. He's going to ask you some questions and go from there, okay?
Salino, so if you were going to place the bag on the car, I got to talk to you over here real quick.
The bag of food? Sure.
Yes.
What's your daughter's name?
All right.
Officer Mike is going to keep an eye on her, okay?
Sure.
I got to talk to you real quick. So,
Hi.
why did you make through the drive-through here?
Yeah.
Some of the employees here are a little concerned about your ability to drive a car right now because it appears that you are under the influence of something.
Yep. If you work at an establishment that has a drive-through, there's a good chance that someone in your establishment has called in an impaired driver before, whether it's Taco Bell after bar close or McDonald's. Like these places, people that work there in the drive-through get to see tons of people all the time, so they know what normal looks like. And then you have this lady, obviously outside of normal. Kudos to the person working the drive-through that called in her as a suspicious subject, possibly impaired, because obviously she was. Central nervous system stimulants are a hell of a drug.
I believe you might be.
Stimulant?
And somebody that's not even trained as a DUI officer believes that you
here we go. We got a DUI cop now. Regular patrol officers that are out, they're kind of the jack of all trades. So they're going to barking dogs, they're going to shoplifting, to fraud, to domestic violence, they do traffic stops, they do a little bit of everything. When they realized that this was a drug-impaired driver, they called someone from their DUI unit. These guys are specialized, exactly the same way that the unit that I'm in. So these guys aren't going to barking dogs or fraud or shoplifting. They're doing DUI stuff. So they do exactly what I do. DUIs, wrecks, traffic enforcement. So when this DUI guy gets on scene, he's the expert on this particular subject matter. So he's probably got some advanced training. I would imagine he's probably a drug recognition expert.
Did you take anything today?
No, I didn't take anything besides my prescribed medication.
What's that?
As I'm prescribed to Subutex. and that's
Subutex.
Subutex.
Okay.
And that's the only medication besides my Keppra for seizures.
If you take more than what you're prescribed, so if you're under the philosophy of 1 is good and 2 is better and 3 is great, 3 isn't what your doctor prescribed you. Now, if you're taking your prescription medication as prescribed by your doctor, exactly to the T, the chances of you getting a DUI are very, very slim. Now, there are warnings on bottles that say, hey, don't operate heavy machinery. Well, if you can't lift up your car, it's because it's a heavy machine. So that's what they're talking about is, hey, don't drive. Don't operate a boat. Don't operate a backhoe. Don't operate a car because that particular drug may impair your ability to operate it safely. But if you are taking more than what your doctor prescribed, now you're taking it outside of the doctor's recommendation, and you do have the possibility of getting a DUI. So just because it's prescription doesn't mean that you're not going to get it, but if you take it responsibly as prescribed, in all probability, chances are, in general, you're not going to get a DUI on that.
Okay. Have you had any alcohol?
No.
You smoke any marijuanas?
No, sir.
And you didn't do any other narcotic besides your Subutex?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'll take a breathalyzer right now.
That doesn't work for drugs.
A DUI goes far beyond alcohol. You understand that, right? A DUI can be drug related as well.
Okay.
It can be prescription medication related. It can be chemical substances. It can be an array of different things.
Okay.
Okay? So I have a profound fear that you were driving under the influence. And I would like you to participate in some roadside exercises to dispel my concern.
Okay.
Are you willing to do that?
Ooh, I like that.
Okay. Do you have any medical condition with your eyes not corrected by glasses?
I wear glasses.
Besides that?
No, not that I, no.
Are you able to walk a straight line?
Yeah,
And can you balance on one foot?
I should be able to, no problem.
Do you know your left from your right?
Right in my left?
And do you know the alphabet?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P.
And then lastly, can you count to 30?
Yes.
Okay, I just have to set the pretext for the
Okay.
exercises, okay? So if you would go ahead and stand right here and face me.
Okay.
Bring your feet together, hands at your sides. At your sides, there you go. You see this red light?
Yep.
You're going to follow it with your eyes only and keep your head still. Do you understand?
With my eyes only, head still, okay.
I'm going to make some circles around your face. Follow with your eyes only. I'm going to come in real close to the bridge of your nose.
This guy's a DRE, and I love it.
To the bridge of my, okay,
Yep,
so
just allow your eyes to cross. Just keep focusing on
just
this.
basically no light.
Yep, just keep focusing on this clear part. Keep focusing.
And towards the bridge of the nose. So this officer does the horizontal gaze nystagmus test, which is the test where they go left to right, looking for an involuntary jerking of the eye. After that, he does a test looking for lack of convergence. So that's when he does the circle and he brings his finger down towards the bridge of the suspect's nose. And what he watches for is the eye's ability to converge or their lack of convergence, which means their inability to cross. So convergence is simply crossing your eyes. It's a test that we use for drugs. A lack of convergence is very visible under subjects that are under the influence of cannabis. So it's one of those tests that we do during an evaluation for drug impairment. And we're looking for that particular clip. Look at all of that non-stop movement.
I guess she doesn't like McDonald's, huh?
No, she does like McDonald's, but she's like so independent. So she likes to do the whole chicken nugget, and I'm like, so
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'd be.
I don't understand why they did that. If only they could find a line in that parking lot. Where would one be?
Yep.
I'm dyslexic, so.
Okay, so that's your left, yep. Now bring your right foot in front, heel touching toe, just like I'm doing.
Right foot in front of your left.
Arms at your sides.
Stop.
Make sure your heel and toe are touching.
Yeah.
Arms at your sides.
This is just hard for anybody to do, I think.
No, it's not. These tests were designed by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA as you commonly hear it, and they are meant to be performed very well by sober people. So taking 9 steps and turning and taking 9 steps back is not an Olympic event. Standing on one leg for 30 seconds is not an Olympic event. You don't need to be an athlete. You don't need to be a CrossFit superstar to be able to do these tests. These tests were made specifically so that average people can perform these tests well and not exhibit the signs and symptoms that are consistent with impairment that people under the influence do. So when she's like, I couldn't do this sober. Well, you could do it sober. You're just not. And that's the difference.
5 pounds of gear on. I've been doing it this whole time.
Very
All right,
easy.
now hold that position. If you step out of the position, get back into it. Don't start until I tell you to. When I tell you to begin, I want you to take 9 heel-to-toe steps, just like this. 1, 2, 3. Once you get to your 9th step, your feet are going to end up like this. Leave your front foot where it's at. Take a series of small steps to turn around. Then you're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps back. All right, it's important that once you start, you don't stop. Keep your arms down at your sides. Keep your arms down at your sides.
Okay. So
Keep your arms down at your sides.
I'm just going to my feet properly. Okay.
And count out loud.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about what you need to do?
Just when I bring my foot forward, just.
Well, no, don't do it. I'll show you. Don't do it. Get back into the position. You can't start it without me telling you to.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
So when you step, it's heel to toe, just like this. Watch my feet. Heel to toe, no spaces or gaps. You understand?
Can I do it without the sandals? Is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, the sandals.
Kick them off.
So go ahead and do your left foot on the line.
You'll have Flintstone feet.
In front, heel touching toe. Arms at your sides. Arms at your sides. Do you understand all the instructions I provided you?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead and begin.
Sorry, I forgot to count. I just
10.
want to go to the end of the tape. Is that okay?
It's up to you.
11.
I just did
12.
I didn't count. So 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
Okay. Continue the exercise as instructed.
Okay. But I did that right at the end. Just
You're going to jail.
Continue.
Not all traffic laws are applicable on private property. At least in the state of Arizona, if you're on private property and there's a stop sign there, you don't have to stop at that stop sign. You know, if it's just in the middle of a parking lot, that's stop sign wasn't put up by the state. So those laws don't apply. The laws that do apply are things like DUI and reckless driving. Those violations can happen on private property just like they can happen out on the roadway. So even though the totality of these events occurred within the McDonald's parking lot, that is not an issue at all for this because the crime is able to be committed on private property as well as public.
Okay. Then I'll do the opposite foot first, or?
However your feet end up.
Okay.
And Mikey. Go ahead.
Sorry.
In case you want to know what going to jail looks like, this is what going to jail looks like.
6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, for this next exercise, it's going to be the one leg stand. You can go ahead and get in, relax, come off the line. All right, so if you would go ahead and stand right here for me.
Sure.
Good.
All right, face me. Bring your feet together, hands at your sides. And you're going to look down at your raised foot and you're going to count out loud. 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop. The whole time your hands are at your sides. If you place your foot down during the 30 seconds, pick it back up and continue where you left off. It's going to go like this. Watch me. Don't do it. Just watch.
Okay.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, and so on until I tell you to stop. Notice both of my knees are straight, my toes are pointed out, my hands are at my sides, and I'm looking down. This is all you have.
This guy gives great instructions.
Okay.
Do you-
30?
For 30 seconds. I'm going to time to 30 seconds, so you just keep counting until I tell you to stop. Do you have any questions?
Nope. Does it matter which foot first or no?
Whichever one you
It's
want.
only one foot, either foot of your choice.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and begin.
1001.
Not looking at her foot. There we go. Immediately when this suspect begins performance of the one leg stand, you can see that her head is up and she's looking out at the horizon. That's not how the instructions were given, and that's not how the test is performed. So the test is performed, you have to look at your raised toe. It's part of the validation that keeps these tests standardized and systematic. So the officer was really good at telling her to look down at her toe because that's part of what makes this test standardized. So he did a really good job on that. That's why I know that he's got some advanced training. He was really good at what he did.
1003, 1004, 1010.
Keep looking at your foot.
Oh yeah, 30, right? 1011, 1012, 1013, 1014, 1015, 1016, 1000.
All right, for this next exercise, you can place your foot down. Do you know? You said you know your left from your right.
Yes.
Finger
Keep
to
your
nose.
feet together. Keep your feet together.
Touch tips
Point
your fingers.
out like this, and bring them down to the sides of your pants.
Yes.
All right, now hold that position. Don't start until I tell you to. Okay? When I tell you to begin, you're going to tilt your head back and you're going to close your eyes.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a series of commands of left and right. When I say left, you're going to extend your left hand out, touch the tip of your finger to the tip of your nose, and bring it back down. When I say right, you're going to do the same thing. It's important that you keep your head tilted and your eyes closed the entire time. And as soon as you touch your nose, you bring your hand back down.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Hands out like this, head tilted back, eyes closed, and right, left
Yep.
commands.
And these are the tips of your fingers, and this is the tip of your nose.
Correct.
Okay, so go ahead and bring your hands back out like this,
Awesome.
down to your sides.
Okay.
All right, do you have any other questions?
No.
Do you understand what you got to do?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and begin.
Okay.
Left.
Left.
And back down.
Bring it back down.
And right.
Right.
And back down.
Bring it back down. Go ahead and tilt your head up. Left. Bring it back down. Right. Bring it back down.
I just can't remember those
Right.
instructions.
Bring it back down.
And left.
All right, for this last exercise, this is going to be the estimation of 30 seconds, okay?
Cover one or Katie?
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm sorry, not cover. Yeah, five.
One of my favorite
Matt
tests.
going to
This is going to be the estimation of 30 seconds, okay? So you said you can count to 30, right? Okay, so go ahead and you keep your feet together, bring your hands back to your sides.
Okay.
To your sides. All right, when
There
I
we
tell
go.
you to begin, you're going to tilt your head back and you're going to close your eyes. Are you okay?
No, it's just...
All right. You're going to tilt your head back and you're going to close your eyes, and silently in your mind, you're going to imagine 30 seconds going by.
Okay.
However you want to count, silently. Once you believe 30 seconds are up, open your
Good
eyes and say
instruction.
stop. That's all there is to it.
So I
Okay?
just tilt my head back and count to 30.
Tilt your head back, close your eyes, count to 30, however long you think 30 seconds is. Once you believe the 30 seconds are up, just open your
Can't
eyes and
imagine
say stop.
this is going to take
Okay.
long.
Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, go ahead and tilt your head back, close your eyes, and begin.
Stop.
That was 18 seconds.
Yes, I knew it. The time estimation test is one of my favorite tests. It's called the Romberg Modified. During this test, what it does is it gives an officer that's administering the test a view inside of that person to see what their internal clock is doing. I knew that this was going to be a fast for this suspect because she looked like she was under the influence of a central nervous system stimulant. Stimulant meaning it makes everything go faster. So her perception of time would go fast. So if you want to test this, grab your phone, start your timer, and just close your eyes and estimate the passage of 30 seconds. And then look at your clock and see how far time went by. You will, and the overwhelming majority of people will be between 25 seconds and 35 seconds. So that's the time that we use to designate someone that's within the average or the normal and outside of the normal. In all probability, what you're not going to be is 18 seconds because that's fast. But her internal clock was so fast that she estimated that passage of 30 seconds to be 18, where someone maybe under a depressant would possibly estimate the passage of 30 seconds in the 40s maybe, or even the 50s, because their passage of time is so slow that they're thinking that time's going by slower than it actually is.
At this time, you are being placed under arrest for driving under the influence of alcohol, chemical, or controlled substance.
Got it.
Are you so...
Stop.
Come on, man. I mean, But can you call my dad? He's
Yes,
right
we're
there.
going to take
do
care
drugs.
of it because we want to turn the kid over to somebody responsible.
Oh my God, please, I didn't do anything wrong.
You did drugs, and drugs are bad.
So you're saying I failed all those tests?
It's not pass or fail. I look for indicators of impairment.
All I did was just count.
I love this DUI cop.
Well, that was just one exercise.
That guy's got to be a drug recognition expert. He's awesome.
Go ahead and take a seat. I'm going to put the window down. You're going to be able to see your baby the whole time.
You're on speakerphone.
Hey, Dad, I just was waiting for you, and I went through the drive-thru, and I guess somebody in the drive-thru called and said something, but they're in your car right now, I got with the baby, so I don't know. I mean, and I did all the sobriety tests. I cooperated. I didn't. All right, just I need. I guess I'll have a bond. So can you please bond me out,
I feel like she's been through this before.
Dad?
I don't know where the money's going to come from.
Well, I have my money. I have my money in my car.
Have the bonds guy call me.
Okay.
All right, we'll be there in about 10 minutes.
All right.
All right, James, I appreciate it. Just so you're aware, too, like, there's no crash or anything. The baby's okay. She's okay.
What am I being charged with?
Driving under the influence. And you shouldn't be driving without a license either.
Well, there's that.
But I know it's just
What did they revoke it for? Your license.
for
DUI.
well, just tickets and stuff like that, and it just this is really going to screw me now. I'm not going to be able to get it for a really long time.
Well, that's something you're going to have to figure out, okay? But one step at a time, all right?
I like this guy. DUI enforcement car.
Items were located
Yes.
in this purse. These 3 crack rocks, field test positive. The way I know that it belongs to the individual is that's her name right there. That's her name right there.
Love it.
That's not her name. But 2 of the things
Can't
are.
be
2 out of
smoking
the
that
3
crack.
are.
The whole war on drugs back in the 80s stemmed from crack cocaine. They hear it. It's a way to take cocaine and make it kind of easier to smoke and really more addictive. We don't see it a whole lot. I mean, crack kind of went out. It's not a common drug. I mean, right now we see fentanyl, meth, coke, prescription meds, stuff like that. We see that a lot. Marijuana, obviously, all the time. But crack is something you don't see. It's kind of like, it's like finding an Eskimo in the desert. You don't find them all the time. So it was very interesting that that was the central nervous system stimulant that she was on, where meth is a way more common drug. The duration of meth in your body is longer, so it has a longer half-life, which means it stays in your body a lot longer. So it's kind of more bang for your buck. So meth is kind of what I was expecting on this, but crack ends up affecting the body in the same way as a central nervous system stimulant. So it's kind of all the same.
She was charged with DUI, child neglect, and possession of a controlled substance.
Yes.
She was sentenced to 26 days in jail, and her license was suspended for 6 months.
More suspended.